Welcome back, listeners. Today we're taking a deep dive into the cosmic language of love. We're talking about astrological compatibility, but with a twist.
Oh, a twist.
Yes, we're going beyond those basic sun signs.
I like where this is going.
We'll uncover the hidden depths of relationships by exploring the fascinating interplay of sun and moon signs.
Because as anyone who follows astrology knows, there's so much more to the story than just your sun sign.
Exactly. Sun signs represent that outward personality, but the moon sign, that's where things get really interesting.
It's like peeking behind the curtain.
Right.
Revealing the inner emotional world.
All right, so let's say I'm totally new to this whole moon sign thing. Could you break it down for me? What's the significance of those moon signs in relationships?
Well, think of it this way. Your sun sign is how you shine in the world, how you present yourself.
Okay, I get that.
But your moon sign, that shows how you seek comfort and security, especially in your closest relationships.
So it's about those deeper needs and how we connect emotionally.
Exactly. It governs your emotional reactions, what makes you feel safe and loved. It even shows how you express affection.
So if my sun sign is like the title of my relationship story, my moon sign is the hidden plot twist.
I like that. Yeah, sometimes those plot twists can be the most captivating parts. And understanding both signs is like having a cheat sheet.
A cheat sheet for navigating those emotional waters. That makes a lot of sense.
Right. For example, you might be attracted to someone with a fiery, airy sun.
Okay, bold and adventurous. I see it.
You're instantly drawn to that energy. But what if they also have a sensitive Cancer moon?
Oh, interesting. So their moon sign adds another layer of complexity.
Exactly. They might crave more reassurance and emotional depth than their sun sign lets on.
So knowing that could help me approach the relationship with more sensitivity.
Exactly. It's about understanding the whole picture, not just the surface.
It's like knowing the difference between like a crackling bonfire and a slow-burning ember.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Both are fire, but they express their heat in totally different ways.
Okay, so let's break this down a little further. We've talked about fire signs, but what about those earthy sun signs? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What kind of partners are they generally drawn to?
Well, it depends on their whole birth chart, of course, but generally speaking, earth signs, they crave stability.
Makes sense.
Security.
Yeah.
They're looking for partners who are reliable, dependable, and who share those values of commitment and loyalty.
Okay, so practicality is a big thing for them. But does that mean they lack passion?
Not at all. Don't mistake their practicality for a lack of passion. Let's take Taurus, for example.
Okay, Taurus.
Ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty. While they might appreciate a partner who can cook or keep their home tidy, what truly melts their heart is someone who appreciates the simple pleasures.
Ah, the simple pleasures.
Like a cozy night in, a heartfelt conversation.
So it's those small, everyday moments that really matter.
Exactly, the moments that build that foundation of trust and connection.
And of course, their moon sign adds another layer to this.
Yeah. Always. Always another layer. A Capricorn sun with a fiery Aries moon, for instance, might have a much higher tolerance for spontaneity and excitement.
Than a Capricorn with a more reserved, let's say, Taurus moon.
Right. It's like having a hidden fire within that earthy exterior.
I love that. Okay, we've covered fire and earth. Now, how about those airy signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They always seem so intellectually stimulating. But how does that play out in relationships?
Air signs. They're all about connection, but for them, it starts with a meeting of the minds.
So less about grand romantic gestures and more about, like, witty banter and deep conversations.
Well, let's not discount their romantic side entirely. A Libra sun, for example, is ruled by Venus. They might express their affection through thoughtful gestures, creating that harmonious atmosphere.
But their air moon would definitely influence how they approach romance, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. A Libra sun with a Gemini moon might be the ultimate charmer,
I can see that.
captivating their partner with that wit and playful energy. But a Libra sun with a Pisces moon, that's a little different.
More introspective.
Right, they might express their love through acts of service and deep emotional understanding.
It's amazing how those subtle shifts create completely different dynamics.
It really is. And let's not forget about Aquarius, the most independent of the air signs.
Ah, yes, Aquarius.
They crave connection, yes, but they also need a partner who respects their need for space.
So no clinging vines.
Not unless they're willing to loosen their grip. An Aquarius needs to feel free, to explore their interests, even in a committed relationship.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. Freedom and independence are crucial for Aquarius.
You got it. All right, we've explored fire, earth, and air. Now, ready to dive into the depths of those water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces.
Absolutely. Water signs, they always seem to be the most emotionally complex.
They are incredibly attuned to the emotional currents. Empathetic, intuitive, deep feeling. They crave those soul-level connections.
But each water sign expresses that in a unique way, right?
Right. So let's start with Cancer, ruled by the moon itself.
The moon.
Their emotions tend to be quite fluid, responsive to their environment. They need a partner who can create a safe space for them.
A space where they feel comfortable expressing their feelings.
Yeah.
Without judgment.
Exactly. Trust and security are paramount. They might be hesitant to open up initially, but once they feel safe, that love runs deep.
Okay, I'm getting strong homebody vibes from Cancer. Now, what about Scorpio?
Ah, Scorpio. Much more intense.
Yeah, that's their reputation, right?
It is. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, which means those emotions run deep, strong, like an ocean current. They crave intimacy.
And connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deep connection. They're not afraid of intensity. Actually, might even be drawn to it.
So playing it cool and aloof wouldn't be the best approach with the Scorpio, would it?
Probably not. They'd see right through it. Authenticity and vulnerability, those are key to winning their trust.
They need a partner who's willing to dive deep into those emotional depths.
Exactly. Explore those hidden realms of the heart without fear.
So we've got Cancer, who needs that emotional security, and Scorpio, who craves intensity.
Yep.
What about Pisces?
Ah, Pisces. The dreamers of the Zodiac. They often lead with their hearts, seeking a love that transcends the mundane. They want that spiritual connection.
So they're the ultimate romantics.
In many ways, yes. They might idealize their partners, their relationships. They see the best in everyone, you know.
And they want that fairy tale romance.
They do. They crave a love that feels like a merging of souls, transcending boundaries. It's beautiful.
But I imagine that kind of idealism can lead to disappointment if they're not careful.
It's true. Pisces needs to balance that dreamy nature with a little realism. They need a partner who can support their aspirations but also keep them grounded.
So it's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Dreamy aspirations, but rooted in reality.
You got it.
Okay, this has been so insightful. We've explored how each element approaches relationships, but I'm dying to dive into some of those specific sun and moon sign pairings from the source material. They seem so fascinating.
Let's do it. One that really stands out to me is the independent partner. It combines an air sun with a fire moon.
Ooh, that sounds intriguing. Air signs value freedom, and fire signs crave excitement. How does that play out in a relationship?
Well, imagine an Aquarius sun with an Aries moon, for example.
Okay, Aquarius sun, Aries moon.
They're intellectually independent, unconventional, but they've got this fiery, passionate side too.
So they need a partner who can handle both sides.
Yeah.
The intellectual and the passionate.
Exactly. Someone who can challenge them mentally, who isn't afraid of a good debate, but also understands their need for autonomy.
They need that freedom.
They do. They won't be happy in a relationship that feels stifling or restrictive.
It's like a dance, finding that balance between connection and freedom.
It is, but when it works, it's amazing. Two individuals inspiring each other, challenging each other, but also respecting that individuality.
The independent partner, I'm definitely going to have to keep that one in mind. What other pairings stood out to you?
Well, the strong and silent type caught my eye. It combines an earth sun with an earth moon.
Double earth energy. I'm picturing someone who is super grounded, practical, and loyal.
Exactly. The kind of partner you can always count on. But of course, there can be challenges.
Challenges.
Well, all that earth energy, it can make it difficult for them to express their emotions openly.
So they might bottle things up?
They might, leading to misunderstandings, resentment, even though they're deeply feeling individuals.
So they might need a partner who can encourage them to open up a bit more.
Yeah, someone who can coax those emotions out and encourage open communication.
Interesting. It's like their love is as solid as a mountain.
Oh, I like that.
But sometimes, even mountains need a little rain to help things grow.
Beautiful analogy.
Okay, so we've got the independent partner and the strong and silent type. Any other intriguing pairings you want to talk about?
Well, there's this really interesting pairing called the hopeless romantic.
Ooh, hopeless romantic. That sounds intense. Who are these hopeless romantics?
This pairing is a water sun sign with a water moon sign.
Oh, wow. So double the water energy. What does that even look like in a relationship?
Picture this. A Pisces sun with a Cancer moon.
Okay, I'm picturing it. Lots of emotions.
They're deeply sensitive, intuitive, and they long for that soulmate connection, that once-in-a-lifetime kind of love.
They're probably really good at understanding their partner's feelings, right?
Oh, incredibly so. They can sense what their partner needs sometimes, even before their partner knows it themselves.
That's amazing. But I guess it could be a bit overwhelming at times too, right?
It can be. It's important for them to find a partner who's equally in touch with their own emotions.
Someone who can appreciate that depth of feeling.
Exactly. And someone who won't shy away from vulnerability.
Okay, I'm starting to understand these hopeless romantics. But I'm curious, are there any potential downsides to having all this water energy?
Well, because they're so sensitive, they can be easily hurt.
So they need a partner who's gentle and understanding.
Yes. And who can handle those emotional waves with care.
It sounds like communication is key in these relationships. Being able to express those feelings openly and honestly.
You're absolutely right. Okay, moving on, there's another fascinating pairing called the power couple.
Ooh, power couple. That sounds very dynamic.
It is. This pairing combines a fire sun with an earth moon.
Fire, sun, and earth moon. That's an interesting mix. What makes them a power couple?
They have this unique blend of passion and practicality. Think of an Aries sun with a Capricorn moon.
Okay, so the Aries brings the energy and drive, and the Capricorn grounds them.
Exactly. They're ambitious, goal-oriented, and they know how to make things happen, but they also have that earthy stability that keeps them from burning out.
So they balance each other out in a way.
Perfectly. They can take on the world together.
I bet they make a formidable team. But I'm wondering, are there any potential conflicts that might arise from this pairing?
Well, the fire sign's impulsiveness might clash with the earth sign's need for structure.
So they might butt heads when it comes to decision-making.
Potentially. The Aries sun might want to jump right in, while the Capricorn moon might prefer to plan things out carefully.
So compromise is probably important for this pairing.
Absolutely. Learning to appreciate each other's strengths and finding a middle ground.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've talked about the hopeless romantic and the power couple. Are there any other pairings from the source material that we should explore?
There's one more I'd like to highlight. It's called the life of the party.
Life of the party. Okay, I have a feeling I know where this is going. Who's the life of the party?
It's a fire sun paired with an air moon.
Double the extroverted energy. I'm picturing someone who's always surrounded by people, cracking jokes and having a good time.
You got it. They're charismatic, outgoing, and they love to be the center of attention. Think of a Leo sun with a Gemini moon.
Okay, Leo sun, Gemini moon. So the Leo wants to shine, and the Gemini keeps things light and fun.
Exactly. They bring a spark of excitement to every room they enter, and their conversations are always stimulating.
But could this pairing ever become too much? Too much energy, too much stimulation?
It's possible. They need a partner who can keep up with them. Someone who enjoys socializing and isn't afraid to be a bit spontaneous.
Someone who can match their zest for life.
Exactly. Someone who can share the spotlight and who won't feel overshadowed by their vibrant personality.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've explored the hopeless romantic, the power couple, and now the life of the party. These pairings are fascinating. I'm starting to see how those subtle combinations of sun and moon signs can create such diverse relationship dynamics. But I'm wondering, how can we use this knowledge to actually improve our relationships? It's great to understand these pairings, but how do we take it a step further?
It is. It's like having all these puzzle pieces and trying to figure out how they fit together.
Exactly. We've learned so much about these different sun and moon sign pairings, but I'm wondering, how can we actually use this knowledge to make our relationships better, you know?
Well, think of your sun and moon signs like two of the corner pieces of that puzzle. They give you the framework for understanding yourself and your partner. But to see the complete picture, you need all those other pieces.
Okay, so it's about looking at the whole birth chart.
Right. Including the positions of other planets, the aspects between them. That gives you a much more detailed picture.
So it's like having this cosmic blueprint, but we need to learn how to read it.
Exactly. And the source material offers some great guidance on that. One of the key things they emphasize is recognizing your emotional triggers.
Oh, those triggers, yeah.
Yeah.
The things that make us, instantly react in a certain way.
Exactly. Like feeling insecure or defensive. Your moon sign can reveal a lot about that.
So it can show what makes us feel safe and loved, but also what pushes our buttons.
Right. For example, if you have a Cancer moon, you might be super sensitive to emotional distance or criticism.
Okay. Cancer moon, sensitive to criticism.
Right. Let's say your partner plans a surprise party for you. Great. Right. But you had no idea it was happening.
Oh, so their intentions are good, but...
But your Cancer moon might perceive that secrecy as them hiding something.
And that leads to those feelings of insecurity. Interesting.
It is. It's not just about understanding your triggers, though.
Right. Our partners have triggers too, don't they?
Exactly. Once you know what makes your partner tick on that emotional level, you can approach those sensitive areas differently.
With more empathy.
Right. For example, if your partner has a Leo moon, you know that expressing appreciation is huge for them, acknowledging their accomplishments.
Makes them feel loved and valued.
Exactly. It's like speaking each other's love languages, but on a much deeper level.
A cosmic level.
Exactly. And this leads us to another important point from the source material: communicating your needs clearly.
Don't just assume your partner can read your mind.
Especially when it comes to those deeper emotional needs.
Right. What makes one person feel loved might be totally different for someone else.
It's true. A Taurus moon might crave physical touch, acts of service.
Okay, I see that.
But an Aquarius moon might value intellectual stimulation, shared experiences. So different.
It's about being honest about our needs.
And creating a space for our partner to do the same. Authenticity is key.
Absolutely. Is there anything else in the source material that stands out to you?
You know, they talk a lot about learning from past patterns.
Past relationship patterns. Oh yeah, I think we've all got a few of those.
We do. And astrology can help us understand why those patterns emerge. For instance, let's say you always attract emotionally unavailable partners. Interesting pattern.
Definitely not a pattern I want to repeat.
Right. Well, maybe it's time to look at your moon sign, the aspects to other planets in your chart.
So it's not about blaming astrology for our relationship problems.
Right.
It's about using it as a tool for self-discovery and growth.
Exactly. Once we understand those underlying dynamics, we can make better choices.
We can choose partners who are actually compatible with our needs.
And we can communicate and relate in ways that build intimacy and connection.
This deep dive has been so eye-opening. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of relationships.
I'm so glad. Remember, though, this is just scratching the surface when it comes to astrological compatibility. There's so much more to learn.
So true. Well, listeners, we encourage you to keep exploring. Think about those people you feel connected to. Can you see their sun and moon signs playing out in those relationships? Until next time, may your love life be written in the stars.